talk today a little bit about the pond build that I just finished up. I did it with my son, which is why I didn't film all the process. But essentially what we did is we used the leftover bits from the Birdie's Heritage raised beds. We had all these little 480mm lengths and enough of the little joiner posts to make that bed, which is, I think, 3 of those planks long and 1 deep. So what we did is we put those things together to make the rectangle, and then I got potting mix which was left over from the raised garden, raised beds. I got some potting mix and I shaped it, and then I used pond liner and river pebbles in the bottom. I made like some contours and stuff. What I wanted to have is essentially a big pond section, and then a couple of areas I could plant either side. So it did evolve from my original plan. My original plan was to essentially just have just one single depth pond and then have just essentially two pot plants on the end. But then it changed, and what I've done is I tried to replicate the sort of creek systems and river systems we have locally, where you get these sort of dry or intermittent creeks, or very sort of shallow little areas. They're quite pebbly and rocky, and then there's like little ponds, and then there's another little shallow section, another pond. Yeah, that's why I did the pond the way I did it. So the pots, they're in there with the plants in them. They've got all local native plants in them. The idea behind the terracotta pots is that the roots are better grow at the sides, and they'll create barriers for the fish, and areas for them to hide and things like that. I really want the feature to be the other aquatic plants. Like the entire marshwort is really pretty plant, and I want that to be kind of one of the main features. And then the bacopa as well, with its small white flowers, I think that'll look really nice. And the rushes, and obviously create nice habitat, and they give the pond some height. So if you look at the pond from above, coming in from the top, the top left corner, I guess is what you call it, there's kind of like a little shallow area that sort of like a little creek run that then widens up a little bit, and you actually get a little bit of water depth, and then it sort of drops off into a pond. So yeah, I'm really happy with the pond build overall. So a few things to note: the little solar pump. I thought, no, I'm not going to put a pump in. And then I decided to get a pump, and then I decided I didn't want to put it in anymore. And I thought, well, I've got it. I should set it up and see if I like it. And I'm happy I did. Naturally, the pond loses some water from evaporation and it drops. At the moment, the outlet is underwater, like literally by about 1 millimeter. And as that evaporates off, you will sort of poke out the water and it'll cascade over the rock. Plants serve a couple of purposes. So not only do they look really nice and they make it look more natural, but they filter the water. So the plants, especially with riparian growth, they suck a lot of the nutrients out of the water, especially that of the fish waste. And any like leaves and things that fall in there and sink to the bottom and decay. So the plants filter the water, and they also help with oxygen. I don't know if they necessarily put oxygen into the water, but they help regulate the oxygen levels in the water. Now, fish I chose were Pacific blue eyes. Reason I chose them is they're frog friendly, which one of the main purposes of this pond is for frogs. I'm hoping the frogs will spawn in there. And they eat mosquito larvae. That's it for this one. As always, thanks all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.